Hello everyone, it's Greg Harrelson here, and I wanted to talk with you about the 5 things that must exist in your business plan. Now I know it's that time of the year, everyone's talking about business plans, but my belief is that you got to keep things simple. Too many people, too many coaching companies, in my opinion, they share these elaborate business plans. They're like business books, where it just takes you, it's just pages and pages and pages of information that you've got to, figure out. And a lot of times it can be quite confusing. Now, I don't deny that it's actually good to be very detailed about your planning. But the challenge is when you put that business plan into action, when you actually get into action, it can be a bit overwhelming. So it's important to make sure that you actually reduce your overall business plan to 1 page, maybe 2 pages maximum. And I want to share 5 things. I wrote down here 5 things on my notepad that I believe must go in or go on your business plan. So let's get started to keep this short. Number 1 is you must review the previous year. You've got to figure out how you're doing. Like how did you do? Like how many gallons of gas did it take you to get from point A to point B before? Is there a shorter path? I don't know if there's a shorter path, a better path or not, but it's just important to understand how you did last year. Where did your business come from? How much business did you do? What's your income? How much income did you make? How many transactions did you close? How many buyer sales did you make? What's your average price point of your listed sales versus your buyer sales? I think I said listed appointments, listed taken, buyer appointments, contracts written. You need to just know all the numbers. Do a recap, a review of the previous year so you know where you are. Then you can figure out some ratios so you understand how many contacts it's going to take to get a listed appointment. Also, you may identify, by the way, if there's certain skills that you need to develop to improve those ratios, maybe improve your returns, your conversion rates, etc. The second thing is you got to put your new goals on there. How much income are you looking to earn? How many transactions is that? How many listings will that be? How many buyer transactions will that be? How many listing appointments? How many contacts to get those listing appointments? Maybe how many price reductions? If you're in a market that's shifting a little bit, then you may want to add price reductions. How many days will you work? How many hours will you prospect? These are the numbers. You've seen all these things that are out there. It's all over Google. The key is condensing all this down to 1, no more than 2 pages. I recommend maybe if it's going to be 2 pages, do a double-sided page. Get all this into 1 sheet. So number 1 is a previous year's recap. Number 2 is the current year or the new year's goals. And the third thing that I have here is write down 3 things that you need to get done. That when you get these 3 things done, all of a sudden your business takes off. Like there's the business plan, right? There's the business plan you write. There's things that need to get done. And then there's the results that you want to get. Typically, people know what the results are. They write the plan, but there's a few things, whether it be strategies, whether it be systems, there's a few things that they need to complete, they need to execute on in order to bridge the gap between your goal and the business success that you're looking for. Identify what those 3 things are, put them on your 1 sheet. The next thing, of course, the 4th thing, is the numbers required. See, you did last year's recap, right? So you should know I got 20 listings taken and I did 200 contacts, so I got 1 listing for every 10 contacts. Now, we wish that it was that easy, but I know it's not. And I also know that whatever your ratios are, there is a ratio that exists. And you need to know what those numbers are. How many contacts on average do you make per day? How many contacts does it take to set a buyer appointment? How many contacts does it take to set a listing appointment? How many listing appointments do you need to go on to get a listing? How many listings do you need to take to have a listing sale? What's your average price point for listing sales? See, if you tell me you want to make $100,000 or $1 million, and I know what your average price is per listing sold, then all I have to do is take the goal that you have, divide by the average price, and that tells me what the transaction goal has to be. And if I know how many contacts it takes to get a listing, then I would know how many contacts that I got to do. If I know how many days that I'm going to work, I'd know how many contacts that I've got to make every single day. You need to know your ratios. So do a recap of last year, set your new goals, 3 things that you must do, and then the numbers required to reach your new goal. And then the 5th one here is a morning routine. You got to write down, what is your morning routine? Design your morning ritual. I could have said, like most people say, it's write your schedule. Look, schedules are so often broken. Rituals are not. There's a difference. I would rather you write down what you will complete from 8 until 12 consistently. I'd rather you do that than write an 8-hour, 9-hour, 10-hour schedule. In my opinion, forget the schedule. Focus on the ritual. Because top agents get the majority of their income generating activities done between 8 and 11 or 8 and 12. If you master the early morning to lunch schedule and make that schedule your ritual where you don't do anything but money-making, lead-generating activities from 8 until 11 or 12, you will be in the best shape you could possibly be with your business. That's the difference in going from business plan to business success. So I hope you'll take those 5 things to heart, put these things into action. Of course, I'm looking to grow my team. If you know anybody or you yourself would like to kind of level up, get more coaching, and join a team that provides a lot of sources, a lot of resources, to you, can help you get from your current production to the next level and beyond, then please give us a call. I'm in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina market, the Columbia, South Carolina market, and Charleston, South Carolina real estate market. Greg Harrelson with Century 21, the Harrelson Group. Talk to you soon.